Okay, now, welcome back. Today we're gonna be having an OU match against John and his team. You know, it's a sunny day based around getting benefit from sun. A couple of his Pokemon get benefit from sun, but not all of them. Still, we're gonna see how we're actually gonna handle his sun, as I've never really faced sun with this team. Plus, sun in general is a little bit overshadowed by the sandstorm and rain. For now, he's gonna go for Fire Blast. I guess he just wants to break my multi-skill in case I'm a Mixed Dragonite. But who runs Mixed Dragonite nowadays? I don't know, maybe Draco Meteor, he was expecting it. And it just stayed in. He didn't want to risk anything. That's probably the most reasonable logic. Why would he stay in otherwise? But he did decide to switch out to Donphan afterwards and put up the rocks as I switch out to my Starmie. Decide to go for the T-Bolt on the switch to Jellicent, knowing for a fact that he will most likely predict me to go for the Rapid Spin. And he did. So right now we are both making sort of predictable moves. It's all a matter of time when one is gonna outplay the other. And I'm just gonna keep on using the T-Bolt. I can get a crit for all I know. I can get the Paralyzation. This is one of those turns that I don't want to be forcing myself too hard. So I'm just gonna keep on spamming the T-Bolt for the greater good. But unfortunately he's gonna go for the Recover. And judging by how much they did, and he does have a Donphan on top of it all, this Jellicent is probably max special defensive. Because Starmie, you know, back in the 4th generation was known for being quite offensive. A great move pool, a deadly threat with great speed, but Jellicent of this sort just walls it completely. So I decided to go to Heatran on this turn, knowing that he's most likely not having a rain-based move around Sun. So I'm gonna take this into my little advantage. Plus he's most likely gonna predict Toxic or something else. Nothing on his team outside of Venusaur really appreciates Toxic, plus Venusaur is weak to Flamethrower. If I would have predicted, he didn't want to risk it. So he's just gonna go to his second best. In this case it's Donphan, and I'm gonna switch out to my Rotom. I believe I actually go for T-Bolt back before with Starmie. I'm gonna go for another electric move against the Jellicent on the switch. Getting the switch initiative, I do get a crit. This one most definitely mattered. It doesn't matter if he's especially defensive, he's lacking the true defense. He is most likely running max HP investment, and Bandit Scizor would probably fail without that crit's help. But you know, it's part of gaming, what can we do? We just gotta keep on going. He does switch out to Infernape afterwards, knowing that I'm choiced, I'm locked into it. I'm gonna switch out to Rotom. And here is where I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Narration is where you're honest about your moves. I'm not gonna be saying that I tried to give him bluffing, that I'm choiced. This was not the case. I completely blanked for a second. Why would he Mach Punch? But then I realized, wait, I have the berry, and he actually thought that I'm choiced, which kind of makes sense, right? But he made a damage misprediction there because it didn't do that much to me, where he should have just realized I'm a defensive spread because I am max defensive. Switch now to Infernape, a really strange switch, making a double switch. I guess he was predicting me to switch out as well, but I didn't do it. I just decided to Will-O-Wisp on that turn. Victini comes in here, gonna go for the Ball Strike, again get Paralyzation. I believe Ball Strike has got a high chance of Paralyzation, I believe it's 30%. I'm not too sure on that move, so don't take my word for it. But he's gonna two-shot me, and I'm gonna get that Hydro Bomb off crit. Now, I'm starting to feel a little bit sorry here, because all these crits are actually quite important. Like I mentioned, it's part of gaming, but I'm not gonna apologize. Still, you know, it kinda makes the Victini not as big of a threat as it normally would have been without that crit there. But, you know, my plan to put up the rocks, he's gonna switch out to his Donphan this turn. And now it all depends how he's gonna play his cards. Will he decide to go with a favor of taking me out, or will he decide to go for a Rapid Spin in order to preserve his Victini for later on? That's still a question that only he can decide to go for. He's gonna go for a Rapid Spin this turn, and he's gonna get rid of the Stealth Rocks. I'm gonna go for the Stealth Rocks again. I'm kinda scared that he's gonna go for a Rapid Spin again, but he's just gonna decide to take down the Heatran, knowing for a fact that Heatran should take anything from Victini outside of a possible ground super effective move that Victinis tend to not run. Donphan is gonna be taken down by the Poison, which is gonna give me the perfect opportunity to switch out to Scizor against the mighty Venusaur. Venusaur is my all-time favorite, and I'm really glad to see Venusaur doing work, competitive-wise. Under Sun, Venusaur is a threat to be reckoned with. That thing, you you should never mess around with. That Vayne is a threat, and I've seen so many battles with Venusaur single-handedly handle opponents. It doesn't matter how good of a score you got, after Venusaur comes in, it was down. But I had 2 priority users at my sleeve, so it was most likely a lost cause on his side. That was my match against John. Good game, John. My main priority was to actually preserve my priority for that Venusaur of his, because it was the biggest threat on his team. But that's gonna be it for today, and see you guys next time. Peace out.